Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade in
Shade
the
in the
City.
City.
I am your girl, Treese.
It's no.
And today we are jumping into our review. Give us, a little clap, clap, kudos, guys. We're actually getting it to you in a decent time, not a week
I
late.
on
We're
time.
getting back on track. But yes, we're getting into Ready to Love, season 7, episode 2. Tickle My Pickle. So if you have not already, please make sure that you hit that like button.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, we got a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack. Like I said, we want to get straight to the meat and potatoes. And I think I actually took a little bit more notes than I was supposed to, but it was a little lot to, kind of
You know what? I think I did too, a little bit, just because they
just a
introduced
little
new
bit.
people. Because they
Right.
introduced
Because
new
it was
people.
more about their connections and who was vibing off who. So we had to. But yeah, so let's just get into it and let's get shady, y'all. So we're gonna kick off this episode with a lunch that's been set up by nephew Tommy. Corvea, got it right. Hey girl, hey. And Demario are still feeling each other, and it's apparent that there's some sort of connection there. Now, Blake says that since he's escaped elimination, he's feeling a little more confident. I don't know how you can feel whatever. He
He
sits
felt
down
like the hard part is over.
like you can't get whatever.
Back
You
on the chopping block. Yeah.
whatever. He sits down to eat, and Mercedes is sitting there with him, and she says she doesn't think that he's the butthole that everyone says he is, and he's got the juice. And he just kind of looks at her like, okay, and then she's like, and I just want to make sure that your juice box is sipped by the right recipient. I'm gonna need you to go get a whole gallon of water instead of a juice. You need a little bit more than a juice box for all that thirst.
I
Okay.
don't I don't
It's giving dehydrated.
It's so funny because we keep on seeing these type of women
But it's so
season
messed up.
after season. But I don't know any women like this.
I don't either. Tommy comes in and lets them know that he's going to be introducing 4 new singles. He brings out Cynthia and Jonique, both beautiful women. But Cynthia is
The baddest of the
the
bad.
showstopper. Okay,
Seriously. I think she's the
even
prettiest one on the
even
show.
Morgan was like, she got on the same color as me, but I can't even be mad because she wearing that well. I said, I like Morgan for that. She could have been shady. She could have been, and she was just like, nah, I ain't gonna be mad at you. You doing it. You doing it, boo. I love it.
And she
That's,
was.
that's how we should be, Black women. We should support each other. So then we meet Fabrice and Mark Anthony. Now I'll get into that later. Nephew Tommy tells them to make them feel welcome, puts the ladies on notice that one of them will be going home, so they need to make their connections known. Andre rolls up on Cynthia first, make his mark, and introduce himself, and they make small talk and are shortly joined by Tony and Jonique, but wasn't nothing really there. It was small talk. Go ahead. You can introduce us to Jonique.
So Jonique, she is 30. She's a software distro co-owner. And she's looking for a man that can handle her.
I
And
don't think
apparently
y'all can
Lyndon,
handle this. Woo! Sorry.
I don't like when women say that. Just FYI. It aggravates me to my soul. But that's neither here nor there. Um, and Lyndon is clearly already feeling her vibe. Okay. Now, Mark Anthony, he's 34. He's a medical lab tech.
Can I just say, we're gonna call him MA. I got so tired of writing Mark Anthony out in
I
my
think they started calling him Mark. They just started calling him Mark.
okay, whatever. I said MA, I don't know, but we gonna shorten this because I'm not typing this out every episode. I'm not doing it. Not.
He's originally from New York, but he also lived in Haiti when he was younger. And he already seems to have eyes for Corvea. Until they had a
Up until she
conversation,
opened her mouth.
right? Until they had a conversation about spoiling her, and then he started getting gold digger vibes. So I don't think that lasts very long.
I'm not mad at Corvea. I feel like she has the mentality of most women in Miami, honestly.
It's not about the mentality, which it was mentioned at the end. It was about how it comes across, how you.
Oh, how you deliver it. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Now Z is basically going around talking to everybody, asking about how she was almost at home trying to figure out why, and it is clearly rubbing everybody the wrong way.
See, I was like, how could somebody so pretty get on your nerves so much? I just was like, I think maybe you were better when you were just sat down.
I think she shut down. She kind of shut down after the last elimination.
And I get it, feeling like insecure. You have people like judging you. I totally get it. Nobody wants to be in that environment, but this is what you signed up for. Mm-hmm. So don't come on a show and then not. And the thing is, you almost got eliminated because you weren't opening up. So it's almost asinine to then turn around and shut down even more when you get a second chance. Just my thoughts.
Then Andre sat down with Jeffrey and, he reminded her, look, but when I'm with you, I don't see nobody else. Until Cynthia came and sat right next to his ass. Then Jeffrey was kind of
out. And look, he sees Cynthia.
Exactly. Now, Cynthia, she's 37.
Look, I just want to start calling her Sin because I feel like she's going to bring some sin.
She gives Sin energy, huh? Uh-huh. Now, she's 37 and a consulting firm CEO. Let me tell you something. These last two women that came in, they some boss bitches, okay?
It's giving boss.
Right? She was born and raised in the county of Dade. And basically, she's Haitian. Which means her mom was very, very strict, according to her. But yes, Jeffrey was getting thirsty vibes from Cynthia, and she feels like if her and Linda are supposed to be together, they will. They'll end up together anyway. So she left him alone with Cynthia. Girl, bad idea. Cynthia then sat down with Fabrice, and they're discussing who's the better cook. He lets her know, boo, once you get a taste of this, you're gonna be stuck. And by this, he means his food. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Thank God, because everything else he talked about was not
something else.
Right.
But he definitely wanted to put it in somebody's mouth. Fabrice is 44.
Absolutely, he did. That's a good one.
Fabrice is 44 and he's a fashion designer. He says that he is a Black Haitian man who lives in America. He has also lived in Paris. And he's from the Caribbean, which means that he's had all different types of flavors. He likes variety. Okay. For Fabrice, sex is important. Okay.
Very important to him.
Yeah, and he's throwing some sexual innuendos at Jeffrey, and she really wasn't.
He's not catching.
She caught it. She threw it right back.
Yeah, she threw it back in the water. She said, "No, I'm good."
What was it, like a boomerang? Okay. look, the Matrix.
Sent it out and everything went right
back. Now apparently Tommy set up a dinner for the guys to get to know the new girls better. Cynthia walked in and saw all the guys and felt,
okay, let me tell you something. Cynthia might have came in green, but let me tell you, she showed up in yellow this time. Yes. Like they say, green is for the money, gold is for the honey. Go ahead.
You're a mess. She looked great in both outfits.
Yes, she did. She looked good at whatever she wear.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She really is. And she feels like she's being thrown in the lion's den. And they've got tons of questions to ask her. So she let the guys know what she's looking for. And she says she needs someone who's honest. Cheating is a deal breaker for her. Someone who's respectful and not disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who's responsible and not disrespectful.
Right.
They ask her if any of them are her type. And she says, she takes the easy way out. And she's like, y'all, everybody my type. Everyone is my type. And, all the guys like, oh, whatever.
Not even that. Andre actually takes personal. He's like, oh, I didn't like that answer. So she has to go in and elaborate.
Yeah, she explained it. And she says, as you get older, you understand you can't take someone for what you see. And she doesn't want to make a decision based on someone's looks. And she wants to give everyone a chance.
Thank you. I like Cynthia.
Yeah, you guess what? You can have a chance to be my friend, because if I'm not physically attracted to you, look.
What terrible, y'all.
What's her face say? Look, if you don't get my coochie wet, well, I need it all. You got to have the great combo, and like we got to have a connection, and you got to look good. Otherwise, you're gonna have a chance to be my friend.
You're awful.
Okay, but she says physically, she does like a guy who's tall, physically fit, carries himself well groomed, and smells good. Now, see, this makes more sense to me. Everything and smells good too. Yes. Now, Jonique.
Yeah.
So Jonique walked in, and she felt like everybody was already having a good vibe. But she didn't like that.
She ain't like that at all.
She ain't like that because she felt like, had she been there sooner, she would have had the opportunity to go deep with the guys as well.
No shade to Cynthia.
She made sure to say that, which was yes. But they did ask her the same question, and wanted to know what her type was. She says dark skin, tall. She like a little meat on their bones. She like them a little husky.
She also talks about how she has been told by her friends before.
Look.
That maybe
what happened was they asked her, does she date?
Would she date an ugly man?
Ugly man.
That's what they asked her, and she said, "Well, you know what? I wouldn't really. Can I just tell y'all, Jonique, we here, girl. I see you. I'm gonna find you on Instagram. I'm here with it, okay? I don't want everybody. I don't want the guy that everybody wants, okay? Me and Nels were just having a conversation before we started recording, and she was asking me what I think about Mark. And I said, he's very handsome, but I wouldn't deal with him because everybody want him. I want the one that's why Blue is more of my type because he's off to the side. People like him, but he ain't got to be loved by everybody. And not saying that he's not attractive. It's just that I don't care what y'all think because I don't want y'all to like him no damn way. I just want to like my man. So I don't give what y'all think. As long as I'm attracted, we good.
I'm not sure if that's exactly what she was saying.
Oh.
I don't think she was saying she wants her dude, like people not to be attracted to her dude. She just don't care if people ain't attracted to her dude. So
either way, I don't want you checking for him. That's okay. If I'm the only person checking for you, that's good for me.
So on to the next subject. Andre asked if they're okay being in a relationship with an alpha male. Cynthia says yes. I'm very submissive. I felt like she was giving some like sexual energy when she looked at him and said that. And she lets him know that all women can be submissive. It's a choice. And says she has a strong personality, but she had to survive as a single mother. And listen, she knows how hard it is, so she does not want to take her man's place. She said, look, you wear the boxers, I wear the panties. Or you wear the briefs, I wear the panties.
And she's like, I like my panties.
Period. Now, Jonique calls out for, it's time to go. Jonique calls out for the gentleman, and Blake and Tony walk her to her car. Andre walks Cynthia to her car and lets her know that she intimidates him a little bit. And that doesn't happen often. So this must mean something. You see. Look, what's the girl name? You see what you did, Jeffrey? You see what you did.
Because Jeffrey is definitely more submissive. You just get that in her demeanor.
No. I mean, you gave space for this.
That's what I'm saying, because she was falling back. So maybe he claims he wants someone submissive, but the one that he's chasing after is the one that has a little bit more. I
wouldn't say she's not submissive, but she's giving a little bit more strength. Like,
right, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Now, stronger. What he says is Cynthia has raised the bar and the stakes, and she also raised something else for him.
I missed that. Clutch my pearls. I missed that sentence.
I made sure. Look, I said, what? See, I went and rewind that one back too. I said it's 5.
It's only episode 2, people, and we done had so much sex time. Are we ready to love or ready to? Come on, people. Or maybe y'all ready to do both. Anyway, now Marcia and Tony meet up for a one-on-one. I didn't realize that this was such a blossoming connection, but I get it, exploring. Or maybe this is something production set up. So he likes that they're really vibing at the mixer, and he wants to spend a little more time. Marcia, what am I talking about? Marcia, my apologies. Shares, right. Marcia shares that she was a problem child, and that's what makes her want to pour into kids that need, a little extra guidance. He prays over the food, which she loves, and all right, so Tony, woo. Anyway, he got too many people looking at him. That's the only reason why he's not my top choice, because he got too many people on him. Tony says this is real for him. He has a relationship with the Lord, and I believe it. God bless you, sir. Marcia and Tony want to go on more dates, and she feels sucked into his web, even though she's concerned he may be a bit of a player, which is my concern too, girl. But it's hard not to get sucked into the Jesus web. It's all. Now, Z goes out with Blake. He notices that she's acting very nervous. He tries to go deeper and ask about her. She says that she's very close with her mom and is very family oriented. I love when he said that he then clarifies for her and says, no, 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 no. I want to know about you. I don't want to know about your daddy, your mama, your sister, your brother, your cousin. I think that's beautiful. I want to know about you. What do you like to do? What motivates you? What gets you up in the morning? And she's like, who are you? So Z finally lets him know she enjoys hula hooping. And I'm not trying to be
Oh, no, and she likes to laugh. She likes to laugh.
There was a reason why I left that out. Okay. I think, and I'm just gonna be honest. I think that the men are getting airhead. And I don't know, based off of looking at her, she looks like she has more depth in that.
Mm-hmm.
So why she isn't showing us that? Because I don't know. Maybe you read books. Maybe you
you know what, walking in, you know what vibe she would have gave me, like from last season, well, I think 2 seasons ago. She would have gave me like Ace vibes.
Right.
Looking at her.
And I think that I think that there's a lot more to her. And shout out to Z, but I think that there's more that you can show
and
us.
To Ace.
And Ace, because yeah, Ace is the mom. But yeah, no, I was like, hula hoop. It just felt so like I don't really want to be here having this conversation, so I'm just gonna say something just to say it. I want to give her more credit. That maybe she's just irritated.
In her defense,
that she's just not that surface. I want to believe that. But from what she showed us, it was surface. So she feels like she's being interviewed. It's not a natural conversation. And Blake says he wasn't trying to interrogate her, but she won't open. She's just not budging. So then I'll let you go into the group date with Fabrice and MA.
Nephew Tommy set up a group date with the ladies and the 2 new guys. Fabrice is excited. He says he's always ready because he's Haitian. And MA says he's not intimidated at all. He doesn't have a problem talking to women. That's what he does. Okay. Now the ladies are noticing how good Mark looks.
Y'all see why MA wouldn't be at the top of my list? I don't care how cute he is. I don't want somebody that everybody. But go ahead.
He says he's dated the rainbow, but his stronger preference is Black women. Now, Fabrice says that he's had a lot of women and started working. I guess his first job was in Paris with Giorgio Armani. And then, of course, he's dated women all around the world. And he lets the women know that he has a strong sexual appetite. He does this for a shock factor. Okay, to see how the women will react to it. He likes to, get them off their A game, I guess. Jeffrey is so turned off.
Let me go back to my real quick. Let me go back to my notes. Fabrice is 44.
Yes, he is. He's 44.
Okay. I just want to put that out there. Okay, because I think somebody mentioned that. But go
ahead. Jeffrey is super turned off by it. She's disgusted.
Suan says she's
intrigued
by his international zaddy vibes.
She falls right into the trap. She's talking about how when she was younger that she thought she was doing it.
Hey, Suan.
You gonna knock on the camera?
Now, first of all, let me apologize for not catching you first episode. Okay. But if you keep doing things like this and saying things like this, you won't make it further into the episodes. Okay. We want to see you on our screen. I'm mad that I missed you. You're a beautiful woman. But when you say shit like this, I don't want to see you on my screen. Just saying. Now, if you're ready for love, cool. If you're ready for a travel partner and somebody to flew you out, that's a different story. Go ahead.
Well, Suan says, now that she's older and she knows what she's doing,
Oh.
She's a lot hornier.
I ain't mad at you. I get it.
Now he says for an immediate connection, it's a package. He needs more than just one thing alone to tickle his pickle. And he says he needs something in the middle and says it's in French. It sends all the ladies crazy, except for Jeffrey, of course, because she can't stand his ass. He says physical is important, but all the ladies here are beautiful and it's more about a connection. Mark says he's going to school to be a pilot. Now, Mercedes feels that they already kind of have like an instant connection, because she's a flight attendant and she understands.
Actually, it wasn't her that pointed it out. It was Morgan. Morgan was like, "Oh, that's cute. That's cute." Because she was just talking. He was talking about what you have to go through.
What I think happened was Corvea was like, "Oh, what's like? I don't know how that process works," because I think she was trying to get more, but he's not interested in Corvea.
No more. She done turned him off.
Exactly.
And, and she was like, "Oh yeah, it's strenuous. It's very strenuous process. It's a lot." And then they were like, "Oh yeah, y'all would know because y'all kind of in the same industry." And Morgan was like, "Okay, flight attendant pilot. Okay, I see you.
I want to ride your plane."
So shout out to Morgan out here making low-key love connections on the show.
Well, he feels the connection with her as well. He likes that. So then the guys, they go to meet up at the Gentleman's Lounge at a church, apparently, with liquor, the libations.
Okay, so hear me out. I was so confused by that. Okay, so it says the guys meet to deliberate, which looks like a church because of the stained glass windows. But is it a real church with a bar downstairs?
He literally said it was. Nephew Tommy said it was a church. He said this is the place. He said this is the place to confess.
Where you're supposed to confess. So I thought they just did that for the look. I didn't think they were an actual. But you know what? This is Miami. I don't know what they do in Miami churches. I don't know if they serve real wine at communion or if they're selling, mojitos. I don't know what they're doing. But I've never seen a bar in a church ever. Ever.
It was a really pretty bar.
I'm a drinker and I love Jesus. I don't want a bar at my church.
I don't think I saw anyone drinking.
Right.
They probably felt like this is not the place to do it.
and so here's my thing. How can I divulge all my confessions and da-da-da-da and be da-da-da without a little liquid courage? So I don't know. We'll see how this works. But I don't think we're going to see the men drinking a lot. Because not in no church. I don't think we're going to see that. And then I want to find out where this church is in Miami. They got the bar downstairs. I just want to know. I'd be going there for some different type of services. It wouldn't be about Jesus, unfortunately.
I don't think I would be. So Tommy asked the guy who's joining them on the pleasure cruise and who's just floating their boat, not floating their boat. Now, Mercedes is a favorite amongst the guys, as well as Morgan. Tony says Morgan was his number one, but Marcia is kind of knocking her out the box.
She coming for that number one spot. Hey.
Blake really likes Sue-Ann. And a few of the guys like Jeffrey, including Andre, who is now also smitten with Cynthia. They are not they're not feeling Corvea, Jonique, Jeffrey, or Z. Tommy tells them for the first time
they were feeling Jonique.
Huh?
I thought they said they were feeling Jonique.
No, some of them are not.
Oh, okay.
They thought they.
You know what? I'm sorry. Tony was the only person that said he was feeling Jonique. Mm-hmm. He said he liked how ladylike or something like that she was. Like she was basically given let me cater to you. And he liked
that. Tommy tells them for the first time in Ready to Love history, he's offering a second chance lifeline where they can give any woman a second chance. The first catch is the decision to give someone a second chance has to be unanimous, and you will only be able to offer the second chance to one lady throughout the entire journey. So now it's shopping block time, okay? Lyndon took out Corvea, and Blake took out
him because she already said you ain't got enough money for me.
And Blake took out Z, and Z is also wondering the same thing. Why are we doing this when we didn't have a connection? I don't really with you. Okay. Now, Lyndon tells Corvea she's obviously beautiful, but she has a side where she's stuck on what she wants and doesn't want.
Mm-hmm.
He lets her know that her name came up in the gentleman's lounge, and he let her know that, in his eyes,
he was one of the people that put it there.
I put you at the bottom. Mm-hmm. Okay, now Z opens up and says she needs to work on her overthinking and overanalyzing things. But you looked up like, yeah, now she want to open up. Blake lets her know that her name also came up in the gentleman's lounge. And, they had to make decisions on how to move forward. They let Z know that she is not ready to love, basically because she's closed off. She does have a sense of rejection, she says, but says with rejection comes clarity. Maybe she's not as extroverted as she thought. And then decides to show off her singing skills on the show. I don't know.
She sang us a song before she left.
Yes, she did. Lyndon offers Corvea a word of advice and lets her know, instead of saying what she's doing and what she's not doing, let them know what she would like. And she says, yeah, she's grateful for his advice. But however, she wants someone that treats her, if not as good, better than she treats herself.
And she said, if you can't afford her, then that's just what it is.
They just say that.
Ready, I'll be waiting on that phone call. He's going to eat her up. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to another review of Ready to Love Season 7, Episode 2. Drop down in the comments. Let us know what your thoughts about everybody as everything's unfolding, personalities, connections, and let us know what you guys think and who you think should be matched up. And if you have not already, please make sure that you hit the like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And hit the notification bell.
And make sure that you're following us on all the platforms, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, IG. And yeah, we will catch y'all next week for another episode of Ready to Love. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.